Yo guys, welcome back to the Fryday Podcast. I'm your host, Big J.
I'm RJ.
And today we have Vin from Leicester Barbering Academy.
Yes guys, what's going on?
Appreciate you coming over, bro.
You guys good?
All good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Good,
This one's
good.
been another one, long time coming. I've been looking
Again,
forward to
yeah,
this one.
man. Definitely.
Vin says he has as well. So
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Great.
Just before we start, have you seen his advert that he just done with
No,
him,
I'm not.
Gaku, and
Oh, is that? Yo, yeah, I saw that. That's
Yeah.
sick.
that was it. Well, that's great.
That's a mad advert.
That
Oh,
was his,
shit.
that was his very creative. So he came to the shop
That's
and then
sick.
it was his vision and he just executed on it and I was cutting his hair with the ballet on.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's mad.
And we had that punch bants. You know, as well. He's
You know
doing
what? I
well.
followed
That's
him.
sick.
Actually.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know
doing
if
well.
you know.
He's really funny.
That is actually sick.
He met Akon and that.
He's from Evington. Yeah, he's from
yeah.
Evington.
Oh, what? That's mad. That's crazy.
Younger, innit, man? So yeah, big up him. But yeah, I've known Vince since I was a kid. Since we were
Yeah.
young. Yeah, how did this whole barbering thing start, man?
It's kind of in the blood, really. It's in the heritage. So a lot of my family are hairdressers and barbers, all the way from India to Africa. So from India, from Gujarat sides, and Africa from like Nairobi, Kenya sides.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
man.
heard that you guys are from Dar es Salaam, right?
Yeah, that's
Watching-
it, Dar es
watching-
Salaam, that's
watching,
it, man.
So a lot of it's like a heritage almost like a caste. So
Yeah,
all our
yeah.
castes are barbers,
You're born into it.
born into it, basically.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that a lot of the guys that are born into it want to pursue a career in hairdressing or barbering.
Yeah.
Sometimes they like obviously do other things.
That's like the old school way.
Yeah,
kind of
old
thing,
school
innit?
way. Yeah, like butchers used to have. Traditionally,
Yeah.
your last name would have been like carried forth for
Yeah,
generation. You all would have
100%.
been hairdressers or butchers or tailors or extracts. It's like, no, it could be
Inherited, you know what I mean?
heritage, yeah. So that's where it really came from. But growing up with cousins and family members that are barbers and hairdressers, like you guys in a mechanic in a garage, you don't really think of ever becoming a barber or a hairdresser. It's the furthest thing apart you're sort of thinking about because
Yeah.
it's very
It's like it's
normal.
place for you,
yeah,
I
it's
think.
normal. Yeah. So growing up, I didn't have any aspirations or dreams of ever becoming a hairdresser or a barber, but it's very much deep rooted into my culture
Yeah.
and into my community.
So did you feel like it was easy for you to pick up the skill?
Yeah, I would say that. I had some sort of, I think you have like your epigenetics, like so it's
Yeah,
built in
exactly,
with you,
yeah,
what the
exactly.
skills are. But a lot of it, you still have to develop them skill sets. I wouldn't say it was easy. I'd say like I understood concepts a lot quicker, but I still had to put
Fair
the
enough.
work
You
in to
understood
get
things a
good.
little bit quicker.
Yeah. But
yeah.
just being around hairdressers and barbers, like my uncles, my aunties, my cousins, that definitely helped in the industry.
It's just being in that environment
Yeah,
as well at the time.
A similar situation with Cameron when we did the man-made. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So school, you grew up in Leicester.
Seat of Leicester with you, yeah. School was good, actually. I had good memories, and everybody has mixed memories of school. Yeah, it was fun. But again...
You had a good time,
Had a good
right?
time. We had a laugh in school. We went to Seat of Leicester. It was fun. I think going in school was... Like, I think it's different now, but back then, it was all about... And there was no social media back then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
had a
there
lot
wasn't.
of fun, just
There
generally with a
wasn't.
kick around with a football.
You know what? I've never thought of that. You know,
Yeah,
Back when we
there was
used
no
to-
social media. I think
There
our
wasn't.
first phones were Nokias with Snake. That was the most coolest you
Yeah,
got.
Nokia, Snake, BT, selling it. Do you know what I mean? Remember, that's what it was. 1-to-1.
Orange.
You know, now you think about it, maybe that's why we got good organizations because, like, you know, like I've got friends here who are younger, like my brother's friends, maybe. And when I organize stuff, I have to be the one who organizes it. They're shit at doing stuff like that. But it makes sense now, innit, man? Because they've had this social media shit all their life, man.
I think when we went to school, it was a whole different era of music, culture. I think we were influenced heavily by the American culture.
I think if you don't recognize the dial-up noise, you're too old.
Yeah.
You're too young, sorry.
Well, back then, we remembered numbers, house numbers. Phone numbers.
We used to remember phone numbers.
I can't remember
and shit.
any number now other than my house number, my number.
I was very good at that, you know.
Were you?
What, remember
I had
phone
like
numbers?
not a photographic memory, but I knew that a lot of people's numbers off by heart.
Oh,
Now,
shit, that's
well,
it.
Yeah.
That's actually quite
Now I
sick.
know number plates off. by heart.
Wants to avoid. But yeah, so school was fun. School was good. To be fair, I wasn't really academic as such because I didn't apply myself.
Yeah.
I don't think I wouldn't say
Yeah.
I was like stupid or I was this, that, the other. I think a lot of children now as well don't apply themselves very well. I think I was always, distracted.
Yeah,
And then,
like me too, man.
Yeah, like to be fair, like growing up as my mum's a single parent. Shout out to my mum.
Yeah,
so dad
man.
passed when I was younger. So it was one of them ones where you just adopted guys around you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say fell into the wrong crowds because they're my boys, they're my good. You know what I mean? But we just weren't very academic or wanted to pay attention in class. We just wanted to have fun, mess around, and not really be there.
It's a similar story with me, to be honest, and obviously you probably know as well. But I don't know. I think that was just a period in life we all went through, kind of thing, innit, man? But a lot of us come out this side.
Yeah, do you know what it
Too
is
bad,
though as
man.
well? Like if we were kids in school today, we probably would have had some shit like some behavioral issue or some
100%.
shit.
They
We'd
would have
be
put us on a spectrum or
diagnosed
something.
with some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know now if you Skype, they're on you, bro. You know,
Yeah,
back in the
bro.
day,
No,
They're on
yeah,
your
the-
parents, man, not on you. They're like, yo, why is your kid not in school? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? I won't be able to take that, man.
I just think that I didn't really
Crazy.
apply myself. No one applies
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you.
And that was important.
What did you do after City then? You went to college and that?
After City, I went college. I stayed on sixth form, and that was my issue because I stayed on sixth form. I felt like I was still at school.
Yeah,
So I was
I
still
did
with the
that
same
too.
boys, playing football, messing around, skiving,
Same
not really care.
environment, innit, as well.
Same environment. I did 6 months at sixth form and got to the point where I just didn't do any of the coursework, any of the work, and ended up having to
Yeah,
leave.
that's what I did. I stayed on at my college at sixth form, man. So I think it's probably the worst decision I
Yes.
did, man. Because
Yes.
you know what you're saying? You're saying in the same environment with the same people. And that's the one fear. I didn't want to lose my boys. I wanted to stay with the same people, man.
I get you. It's that repetitive, that environment.
yeah.
Used to it.
It's that fear
Comfort.
of trying.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Do you know what I
fear
mean?
of
It's
trying something
comfort.
new,
It's your
innit?
comfort zone. That's it. Like, I love this place. Like, everyone all knows me. Like, it's all blessed. You know what I mean? Why do I want to leave it?
Exactly what happened. I can, same testaments. It was so easy. But then I had to leave, obviously, because I didn't do the work, which was so nice because the teacher at the time, the head, didn't throw me out. They're like, look, Vin, you might as well leave. He was cool with me. He's like, you might as well leave because if I throw you out, you're not going to go college.
Sometimes it's like that.
So
innit?
for 6 months, I did nothing, and my mom hated it. For 6 months, I just bombed around, did nothing. You know, linking the boys that ain't really got nothing going on, in that same environment, same vibe, did nothing. I think I went to go actually sign on and enroll, like to sign on. And I was in the queue of signing on.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not that bad, yeah. A quick little 60 quid a week, whatever it was, yeah. It's halfway through the queue, I was just like hearing people's conversation.
Oh,
hearing them
yeah.
on-
That.
Dude, I could hear some guys had missing teeth. Some guys smelled of alcohol. You could just smell. And I was like, nah, like
It's not me, innit?
And it hit me then. I was like, my mum's worked this hard as a single parent to bring in all of this.
Yeah,
And I'm not
man.
judging
Big
anybody
up
on
to
dole.
that.
I'm just saying, being Asian, like your parents have this, you know, this expectation of you to do something, do
Yeah, there's
well.
certain levels
They've
of
sacrificed
respect.
so
They
much
came to
life.
this country
Yeah,
from
they
nothing.
sacrificed
Yeah.
all of their life for you. So
'Cause
I
they-
was there like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I left. I didn't sign on. I didn't even. And they were like, you had to make up like interviews if you did interviews and stuff like that. And I was like, this is not my vibe. So I left, and mum's like, we better do something. So that was it. I enrolled onto Leicester College doing hairdressing. Because
Okay.
back then you had no barbering. There was no barbering specific courses. It was only hairdressing and with a unit of barbering. So like 90% was hairdressing and 10 was going to be barbering.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to do barbering.
So wait, what's the difference between hair?
Yeah.
and barbering? I
With-
could see
with-
his,
women's
I
hair.
could see his face good.
Yeah.
So today we'll go on the conversation as the conversation progresses. No doubt we'll go on that topic. We'll explore that because it's amazing. Now it's men's hairdressing now. That's what I class it as, a hybrid of both. But traditionally hairdressing is only done on hairdressing is for women.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
women haircuts.
Yeah.
Right. You'd rarely get a guy in. So
Yeah.
now barbering now is just for men.
Do you
So
know
kinda
what it is? You
when
know-
you guys go for a haircut now, you're only going to see men. in
Some
the barber
men,
shops.
pay more for their hair than women do every month, you know.
They
Yeah.
probably do because they come every week.
He's one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them
That's what
guys.
I'm saying now.
I'm one of them guys.
Yeah, we need horny clients like you, basically.
No, but you know what? The thing is, I don't know. I can't. I don't think I can go 2 weeks without a haircut.
Yeah,
Yeah, genuinely,
that's
I don't think I could.
No, some people
Being
are.
in sales, man, trust me, it's like your armor. It's like a shield,
Yeah,
bro.
no doubt.
On
Yeah.
on the day I
Self-esteem.
have my haircut, I'm
That's what we do.
selling, bro. I'm
Yeah,
selling.
no doubt.
But a day before
It's
my
just that
haircut, I
feeling,
ain't having
innit?
that good
fresh-
day.
Even my brother, Akash, he has, I'm sure he has more than once because he get to be last week, I'll go for a haircut. I'm like, bro, your hair looks fresh. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's-
He's like, no.
It's a,
No,
it's a
no,
mental
you know,
thing. It's a
you don't
psyche
expect.
thing for me, man. Honestly, it's a big thing, man. Mentally, man.
To be fair, as we can digress a little bit, a lot of what we do is building self-esteem. We're stylist consultants. We make you feel good, look great, and then that's why you go
Yeah,
in sales.
straight up,
So it's not
man.
just a haircut. Do you know what I mean? But then going back to it, that's what it was. So hairdressing was different. It was just women, and then
Yeah.
barbering was just men, and you had that segregation. Where now it's a hybrid of things. So
When you did go college, did you go in think I just want to learn barbering? Really?
no, really, I didn't know what I wanted to do. To be fair, I just knew how to do something. Do you know what I mean? I think every Asian would agree. Your mum's like, "Yo, you better do something with your
Yeah,
life."
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
our first day, clear as day. I did my interview with this lady called Nikki. She was an amazing hairdresser, and I ended up working next to her. And she was like, "The only reason you're getting in is because I know your family got a hairdressing background, yeah.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense,
you've got
doesn't it?
6 months of probation if you know." Anything you've gone, and I got like 3 C's in science somehow, right? Yeah, and that was the only reason why I got through. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But I remember my first day walking into the hallway. There was like at least 500 girls. I was the only other
Oh,
guy,
man.
and the only other guy there was a gay guy. Do you know what I mean? I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" We're like only 2 guys, and we bonded naturally. We're like, "This is crazy." And then I think everyone at first thinks, "Oh, it's amazing you were with so many females," but no, because you really have to question everything about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you walk into a room and you're just like, whoa, what is
Real
this?
talk,
You're not used to it.
I've had a female cut my hair, yeah, and nah, man, she was a hairstylist. I was at Everyman Barbers, you know, and she was a new hairstylist. She goes, look, I've not really done barbering, and they were new, they'd just opened, and she goes, I want a 0 in it, skin fade, and like she did it 0.5. Like she goes, oh, I'm done. I go, no, you're not. That's not skin fade. Like, you know what I mean? It is a difference. There is a big difference, actually. You know.
Well, education is changing that now. You know, I think female barbers are like at the pinnacle right now. They're smashing it in industry.
Yeah,
you guys don't really follow
There's
it.
some that I
they
know
are
that are
just
quite
a
sick.
top tier. But back then, running into a class of 500 girls was just intimidating because you're questioning everything about you, innit? And I was shy as well. And you put yourself in a room like that, you're like, whoa.
And it's
you know what I mean?
Literally 500 girls you don't know.
I was gonna quit. The first 3-4 weeks I did, I was like, nah, this isn't me, you know, this isn't me. I was still seeing the guys and that, and I was like, they're like, yo, you know, I was like, I'm not sure. But the teachers were like, look, you've got some sort of talent.
500 girls.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He's going to do everything tomorrow. What?
Them numbers, they hit the numbers now.
How would you like those numbers? I'm just
They
there
hit
like,
the numbers now.
I'll be doing some wonky haircuts.
Yes, bro.
Yo, yeah, what you saying?
I'm looking at this.
You know what? To be fair, you learn a lot being in the company
shit.
of girls and women anyway. Like, you know what I mean? You learn a lot, and it does open your perspective and your world out a lot, which it did for me. Do you know what I mean?
I was quickly going to say, you know how they gave you the opportunity when they said, this is obviously because you got it in your family. Do you think that opportunity changed your life?
100%. I mean, I brought a pair of scissors to show you guys, but I think a pair of scissors and a comb changed my complete life, my complete direction in life.
Yeah.
I could have easily been a statistic and just been on the dole doing anything, or just being, you know, just unproductive and not really reaching my full potential. But a pair of scissors and a comb and a clipper now have completely changed. So, look, I'm sitting with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is mad. Like, and it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that opportunity. I mean, there's been many milestone moments that I've had like that, and significant sort of, you know, crossroads. I thought, wow, I was lucky. I was there really. But yeah, doing hairdressing, it was definitely one for me. Yeah, 100%.
So you started. You've done your 6 months there. How did you progress from that? Did you keep going at it?
Yeah, you know what? What I learned was quickly that I really enjoyed it. It was wicked. You know, again, being in a male dominant environment at school with just your lads, just your boys, and you had some girls that were like in your crew circle, but then just being around 33 girls in a class,
different, innit?
You know what I mean?
Man.
And then you know, and then what is this sort of nurturing relationship with the girls as well? It's fun,
and it builds your confidence.
Builds your confidence up. Yeah, 100%. Because you're looking at your self-esteem. Just talking to random strangers was difficult. It's strange. Kids now in this generation find it hard to talk to people now.
Yeah, because they're all glued on their flipping iPads and shit.
But even back then, it was still a thing. You'd be quite shy. You'd be quite sheltered.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Growing up in Asian culture, being around different sort of ethnicities, you know, it was like, whoa, this is different. I'm talking to different girls. So yeah, it was cool.
What sort of challenges did you face at college? Did you start facing any challenges, or did you? Obviously, you know when you enjoy something and you're doing it, then it's just worth doing it. You enjoy doing it. It's kind of learning, but at the same time, you're just there in it. Yeah. So how did it move from there?
I think the most challenging thing was being the only guy in that group, really, because there's all eyes on you. Yeah, you forget that. So let's say I mean, obviously people learn at different rates. You see, it's normal, right? Some people are visual learners, auditory learners. Some people like demonstrations in front of them. Some people like textbooks. So in a class of 33, some of the group guys or girls are going to excel at some things, and you being the only guy, you're like, look, I got to hold that level up. Do you know what I mean? I got to be at this level, because I didn't want to go there and just be half-hearted.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So a lot of the people that were there were very talented already, very good. So I had to sort of reach that level really fast and put the work in and put the time and effort. Yeah, I did. Of course I did. To be fair, 100%. I'm not going to say, oh, look, I'm sick in that. But at that stage there, all I was focused on was being the best I could be in that class, and then if not, in the wider circles that I had.
Yeah.
So how would you say your hairstyling game is compared to your barbering game?
It's the same. So that's a big question, you know that. Look, for someone that doesn't understand it, if I can break it down for a second. So we're at a stage now in the industry now, which is a beautiful stage. Let's call it just the barbering or the hair industry, where, like I said, it's a hybrid. Yeah. So what you see now typically is a lot of barbers, the good barbers, and not to say there's bad barbers, but let's say the people that are excelling more, there's a lot of influence from the female hairdressing side into the male barbering side. For example, a lot of barbers back in the day wouldn't section hair. They'll just cut it. They wouldn't, so-called create a style for the person's head and face shape, for the suitability of what your maintenance levels are. For example, do you wash your hair at home? Do you blow dry your hair? Do you like length? What kind of length do you like? What products do you use? How are you styling that hair? How are you
Basically,
maintaining
like
hair?
a shopping, like a style assistant to style you out in terms
Basically,
of
that's
hair, really.
in that term, yeah. But so the women's side of that, the hairdresser side, was big on this word called consultation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever had one, but it's huge, especially in our shop. I'm big on consultation. In fact, consultation is the most biggest factor you can sort of think about when it comes to creating a hairstyle for someone.
Yeah.
And them things are really important. And then we cover all them factors. Basically, it's conversation prior to the haircut, and we get to know a bit about you guys, about what your maintenance levels are like. For example, how often do you regular visit the barbershop? You'd say every week. So I would be okay to give you a skin fade. If you said every 3-4 weeks, that's going to grow out really quick. You might be dealing with a 1 or a taper. Yeah, so that's what really changed the game in the sense of the consultation aspect. You kind of figure out more what the person wants and how it works, and that suitability aspect comes from that, and that's where it's in women's hairdressing really. Because with a woman, you can't go in and say, "Yo, can you just curl my hair and cut my hair?"
Yeah.
Woman's gonna sit with you for ages and say, "Oh, what color would you like? What skin tone are you? How would that suit you? What shampoo
Yeah,
do you
my
use?"
friend, she's a hairdresser, and she basically, I was asking her about hair color once ages ago, and she was just like, "Look, I'm going to be honest with you. For Asian hair, it's like three bleach sessions.
Yeah,
You'd have to go
to get
through
that level.
You have to go through orange to yellow, then to the grey, and then that's what it's going to
Silver
be
grey.
in it. Yeah,
Different game,
Yeah.
innit? with
yeah.
it,
So just
man.
don't forget that.
Back to you, Vin. So you've done your college now. You finished college. What was the next step?
It was cool because in college, I got given so many opportunities, not because I was the only guy. I think a lot of the girls felt that way, but then I was like, I didn't really care what they thought because I know I was putting the work in.
Yeah.
I know when they were chilling and slacking and, like, for example, talking about boys, how you guys would talk about girls, they were more interested in having, that kind of fun life outside where I was going there wanting to be the best. You know what I mean?
For
Wanting
you,
to
you
be
wanted
good.
a career in
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
I knew
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that until they told me Vin, don't leave. Like, you've got something here, and I was like, all right, cool. You know what? I'll ride it out. And it got
That's
to a
it.
point where they were giving me opportunities.
Yeah,
So for
that's
example,
bad.
in between, back to your question, I got a chance to do a photo shoot one time, and they picked the best students out of the whole group, which was myself and another girl, another hairdresser, still hairdressers today, and we got to go to a photo shoot for a lingerie company.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was epic. It was.
So you
pretty
were
cool.
styling the hair on
So
the
we were
shoot?
styling these two girls' hair, the real models. It was in a barn. It was a real photography studio with a real photographer who's done editorial work for magazines, every magazine you can think of.
Yeah.
And we were styling the hair for these women while they were obviously modeling lingerie.
Yeah.
And that was one of the opportunities that I got. I got a few in while I was doing college, so it kind of opened my mind up to that.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is incredible. This is what I could do.
Yeah,
You know,
sick.
because you were so well, were the college helping you to network as well? Like they said, they gave you that.
Yes or no? You got to understand, for teachers at college, it's really difficult. They're just looking after 33 students, and at the end of the day, you're on number.
Yeah.
And if they see you excelling, and it's like anything, they're gonna put more opportunities your way. And if they see you not doing well, they're gonna try and help you to get there.
Yeah.
But if you're not
ultimately-
gonna get there-
ultimately, yeah. So not really yes or no. I think as I progressed in my later career,
Natural
college has helped me
selection.
loads. Yeah.
So
You know what I
after you did finish college, where did you go? Did you open your own shop?
No, that was interesting
Yeah,
because so basically I did it. So my cousin had a hairdresser and a barbershop. And I didn't want to work for the family yet. I wanted to see what else was out there.
Yeah.
So during the course of me finishing off my last year at college, so I did 3 years at college.
Yeah.
So it was 2 years doing level 2 hairdressing. 2 years, guys. I didn't cut hair for 1 whole year. That's the thing. A lot of kids can't do that now. Imagine if I told you can't do nothing for a year. You just
Yeah.
got a rider apprenticeship. You'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. EMA
Yeah,
weren't even
that's
then. EMA was
crazy.
second year, yeah. So I did 1 year of that, and the second year I started cutting hair, and the third year as I was doing barbering qualification, I managed to get a job in a hairdresser's as a junior.
Okay.
And if you know what a
sick.
junior is, I'm just washing hair. So I'm 17 years old, washing hair, and the old ladies are tipping me 20p. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! Man.
but then I understood the bigger vision. I was
Yeah.
working in a really predominant barber shop that was in Leicester. The guy had the business for 43 years.
Oh,
And at that
sick.
time, how many people have a business for 43 years?
43
That's
years,
thriving,
yeah, at that time,
flourishing.
yeah.
It was on
difficult.
Beaver Street. It was on the main
Oh,
high
that's
street.
sick.
Do you know what I mean? He was
That's
killing it.
actually
The guy
sick.
was
Had to
sick.
get your hustle on.
Shout out Colin Spires because that guy taught me a lot. He was like the old quintessential British man from the kind of army regimented, really strict, whisper in your ear and really make you feel small, but build you. They'll break your character
Yeah.
and they'll build you back up again. So he'd make you feel shit first,
You need people like that.
and then he'll
man.
build you back up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
You do need people.
yeah,
like
so I worked as a junior then. That's what happened really. And that was wicked. I think that was the highlight of what I did, and it made sense because I was in a salon full of 5, 6 stylists, and I got to be a junior for one of the hairdressers, and they had like 6, 7. So each stylist, 6 stylists and 6 juniors. That's 12 people in the shop already, and they had 4 beauticians downstairs, if not 3.
It must be a big shop, isn't it?
Massive shop, 2 floors.
Bloody hell, man.
It's incredible to work in the environment.
I've never heard of a barber.
Hairdressers. I let
That Chaplin's is 2 floors. They got that one little bit downstairs, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a hairdresser. So
that's next level.
And the clientele, you got to understand, it was another level. It was. I learned brand names. You know what I mean? Guys are coming in wearing Prada, Yves Saint Laurent, and stuff like that. When I was like 17, I was like, what's this?
At this time, were you manifesting that? You were thinking that, yes.
No, not really. I didn't even know what I was there. I was just there thinking, I just got to ride it out and become a stylist because I'm a junior. I'm just washing hair. So if you know what that is, that's basically, as you come in, Jane, getting your jacket for you, signing you in, hanging your jacket up, making you a tea and a coffee, and trying to not make you a shit coffee, basically. Not too milky, getting you biscuits, asking you what music you like, asking what magazine you prefer. So even that was massive. Like magazines, bro. Growing up in an Asian household, your mum would never buy magazines.
Yeah,
so I'm looking at Vogue, Elle, all these crazy magazines. Like, whoa, there's people. This is crazy. So
that distracts you from the time, though. Remember, Every Man Barbers in that West. There used to be one and they had like this whole setup. They had a whiskey tasting thing. You could go inside.
What, barbershop?
Yeah, you go inside, have a whiskey, grab a beer, play PS5. The haircut was quite pricey, but there was one.
You're paying for the amenities as opposed to
you are. Because some of the stylists, they ain't really on all that.
This is why you're paying for the amenities and not the
They ain't that good.
In a salon them days, the girl that I used to work with, she was paying 25. She used to get paid £25 a haircut 10, 15 years ago. That's like £45 now. And she couldn't do a skin fade. It would just be scissors.
Yeah.
So I got to work in there. I rid that out for a while.
Yeah.
And then basically what happened at that time is they only had one position as a stylist, and one of my good mates was working at the time, and because she's been there longer than me and she vouched for me to get the job, I was like, look, I'll step aside.
Oh, they gave you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So I said, you might as well get the job to become the main stylist here to build yourself up, because she gave me. And I've just felt at that point where it got to the point where the guy was like, okay, if you're not going to be a stylist, what do you want from it? Because you've got a few weeks here.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, teach me the business.
Yeah.
I can already cut hair. I know what I'm doing. And so, he's taught me a lot, man. He started going from scratch, from like, we've got £5,000 worth of stock here. This is how we check in customers. This is how we have client retention. So shout out to him, because he ran a clean.
So basically, you know how to run the whole.
Working as a junior so basically work from ground up. I think like a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people, they start from the bottom up.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
what helps them, because they understand the simple processes, the procedures, the system, how
You're
it works.
soaking all of that like a sponge, basically. All that
information. You got to go through it.
I think my perspective there
100.
wasn't just to trim hair, it was to like learn and absorb everything. Where most guys were there just 9 to 5 coming home in yard, and I was like, no, like, how's he doing that? How's he making this money? He does a VR6 back
You've got to want to learn.
You know what a VR6 is? I was like, yo, this
you've
guy's
got to
sick.
want to learn in it. You've got to want to learn it.
And that's how you progress in life, isn't it, man? If you don't learn, like you said, if you just do the 9 to 5, it's like you've learned to cut hair or barb or whatever, but you've not learned the business. That's
knowledge is power, 100%, man.
And then,
of course.
How did you progress from that? So obviously,
I left there, and then I worked at another salon in town. Again, I stayed in town much as possible, really working on the high street, because I always wanted to be around that kind of clientele, kind of people. And then I worked at this company called Supercuts, and it's like, basically like the head-to-head version of a hairdresser's. It's the only way I can sort of say it. It's one of them ones where no one books an appointment. There's no appointments. You just wait for a haircut and you get one. And again,
they've still got that in the US, right? Supercuts is the same.
It's owned by a conglomerate of companies. They've got so many salons.
Yeah.
Got thousands all over the world. It's not a franchise here, but franchise all over. It's owned by a company called Regis, one of the biggest hairdresser companies in the world.
They're proper like the head-to-head.
Yeah. So worked in there for like at least a year. And like I said, because of my knowledge from understanding how the business works and just being, how we were, understanding all the operations, I grew close to the manager there straight away. And I understood how he's running business. So some days he wouldn't be there. He had a second manager, but she wasn't, let's just say, really up for that job. So I'd come in, and when she wasn't there, step up. Every single time that he took a break or wasn't there, I'd be there filling in for him or doing X, Y, and Z, and not getting paid for it at this point, just because it was a second nature to me. And then running the team when he's not there. And at that point, he said to me, Vin, I'm going to leave soon. As an opportunity has arisen, I'd want you to put you through, to be fair. And I was like, what, really? And I was like 19 years old.
Yeah, she's still young.
And I'm just like, what? So he's like, but Vin, here's how it works, bro. That girl has been here for longer. She's second in charge. Yeah, she's going to get the job before you, but then I still want you to apply for it. What you need to do is write a business plan, and you need to apply for the job correctly, and it will go to the regional manager.
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't meet the regional manager, but they made her out to be like a Deborah Meaden. So not so much of a nice character. Not a nice character, but just someone stern, strict.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Do you
what
know with
happened.
barbering, is there a lot of headhunting going on within the industry?
Yeah, of course.
Because I've had like barbers go from next shop to next shop to next shop. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be it's like sales,
so it's
right?
a big competition, to
a
have
lot
the
of
best
competition.
barber in the best
100%.
shop.
Yeah,
That's
to build a strong
Okay.
team and build the right sort of environment and the culture. There's definitely headhunting going on, but like only the strongest survive.
Yeah, man, that's
It's a tough.
just
it's
like
tough.
sales, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just
Yeah,
like
it is
sales.
like we are in sales. We're always selling. What are we doing? We're selling haircuts. You're selling yourself. You're selling everything that you do.
Yeah,
so you're in
straight up,
sales.
100%,
essentially, if you think about it.
100%,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So
straight up.
that's what happened from there. Really applied for the job, wrote a business plan, and they got back to me and said, regional manager met me at Starbucks for a coffee meeting and obviously for an interview, and she said, everything you've wrote is proficient, it's amazing. I wrote a business plan, how we're going to grow the business. I didn't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to like Google and ask man. So I'm like, oh, how do you write a business plan? What's in the business plan? How does that work? What's this?
Yeah.
So the manager helped me a little bit, but a lot of it, like my cousins helped me and stuff like that. It was wicked. And then presented it, and then she goes, the only reason why you're not getting the job is because of your age.
Yeah.
So what they did that was sad. I mean, obviously they say don't take it personal, but you do think, shit, because I'm running this shop already, I should get this job, really.
A bit older, you would have
Do you
given
know what I
me.
mean? Yeah. So they, just being luck, they employed someone else for 6 months. She was from Tony and Guy, so you thought she would have been actually amazing, but turns out she wasn't cut for the, for the job. 6 months later, she quit. And then what they did is like, they were like, Vin, can you take on a role? And I'm like, well, and if I'm getting paid more, then I'm not getting paid, then I ain't doing it. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, not yet. We're gonna hire out of bound. They didn't like to hire someone from the structure and build them up. They like to build someone else up. So then they I don't know. Every area manager ran their shop different. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
She's in charge of 13 shops, and the way she sees it is that if you get comfortable with the area manager, with the manager, everyone might start taking the piss.
Yeah.
So they wanted to employ from outside.
Yeah,
which makes no sense.
yeah.
The long story.
I
I
get that.
eventually got the job.
That's super.
And I was there as a manager at 19, 20 years old for like 2-3 years with the team.
Sick, man.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good
Yeah.
life experience as well,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
was, it was.
Being a manager at that age, massive, bro.
So I see
Teaches a lot.
Responsibility,
Teaches,
bro.
you got a lot on your shoulders at that age.
someone
man.
handed me the
19
keys to
20.
their business and I had that responsibility of looking after the team, the staff, the growth. So I learned so much about numbers and figures.
That could go one way or another.
Yeah,
You know
it could
what I mean?
have.
It could've gone one way or
There
another.
were times where it could have
Keys,
been better.
business, Do you know what I mean?
Well, think about it. I was there for a year and a half, and these stylists that were there became my friends. And then now you're their authority or the seniority there, the senior person.
Yeah, yeah.
So that dynamic,
More time
that
younger
power
than them as
shift.
well, innit?
Yeah, that power. Yeah, and that's the thing. There were some people that were been there for longer and they were older than me, and me kind of telling them how to do things was like it was hard.
Did they struggle with that taking?
100%, yeah, fact,
Yeah?
yeah. They were like, Vin, you only get paid £1.30 more than me, sure. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I know I do on paper, but I'm the boss. This is how
it.
clever these people were. But it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your manager normally doesn't get paid more than you.
Yeah,
Let's just be honest.
yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
At that time, anyway, I was like, rah.
So what changed then? Like, what were you managing? Were you managing the whole shop?
Managing five hairdressers at the height of it, doing interviews, dealing with dealing with everything,
Were you still
basically,
cutting then as well?
and cutting hair every single day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, if anything.
That's
Was this the one in
mad.
High Cross?
The one in the high class,
Oh yeah. Now,
and them
but now
days it
it's
was
coming back.
killer. Them days it was heavy.
Yeah.
It was amazing to be.
That's
Do you
there.
know where
mad.
Virgin Megastores
Yeah,
used
it's
to
still
be?
there.
Or whatever, and next door
Virgin,
there's
yeah,
Supercuts.
yeah.
Downstairs,
yeah.
And their Spud you like used to be. I don't know. I'm not.
There's a
been
trainer
there
shop
for
opposite
time.
near Waterstones, basically.
Yeah. I used to work in High Cross. I used to work at the O2 store, and I worked at Phones for You.
Yeah.
It's a, you know,
Not
yeah.
far.
Yeah, man.
Supercuts, yeah. Now I remember, man. I used to walk 3 times.
shit.
Like,
Sick.
That
Is
company
was
was
that
cool.
yours?
I learned a lot from there, really, because they put me on seminars, educational seminars, and that's what really expanded everything. I was like, wow, again, perspective change, whole shift. They're doing conferences. That was cool, that was mad. It was a conference in Birmingham. They did about 2 of them in Birmingham, Marriott, like 300-400 managers, and I'm the only Indian guy there. And everyone knew my name.
Mad.
Everyone knew my name. Vin, that Indian boy, Vin. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, but I gotta take it. But yeah, that was cool. The company did put you in places like that.
Well, obviously taking on that responsibility on your shoulders and that was that difficult, or did you just move
At
with
times, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. No, I think no one can just glorify and say it was always great. It was always up great times. No, it was hard times because sometimes you have to deal with some crazy instances and sort of incidents that you just gotta think, wow, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's important throughout the whole life, innit? Your whole business journey, you gotta be like, I actually don't know what I'm doing. What do? I need to figure it out. No one knows everything. So there were times when I was so young and I was just like, I was still pissing around sometimes.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? I still wanted to have a
You
drink.
still
and
got
have
that
fun.
immature mindset
Yeah,
as well, isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah. You,
Then-
you still need to have a
Not that
like
immature.
life.
It's not just at that age. You need
Yeah,
to
but you still
like
need
you're
to
missing
enjoy
out.
yourself.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need
Think
to
about
enjoy
it.
life.
Back
Mates
then,
going out.
I used to come in a suit. I was the manager. I couldn't rock up in jeans. You know what I mean? So like, when your friends are out partying and chilling on a Friday, you can't because you got to open shop. You got to open a shop on
that's
Saturday morning at 8 o'clock before any
That's
customers
mad.
That's
get there.
crazy, isn't it, bro?
But it was fun. I got to know like the whole high cross. Back so it was cool that when I was there, is the hot Shires became high
Yeah,
cross.
yeah.
So I got to
Change
try out
over.
all of the
I was
food
there, it was
places.
crazy,
It was
man, it was
wicked.
crazy.
That was great. Yeah.
Do you know
so-
what, bro? We used to go to the. You know when I worked at Furnace, we used to go to the coffee shop. You know where the Clintons is.
Yeah,
Bro, we used to have a cigarette there for a little. Oh, just gonna go for a fag break. Just go there and have a cigarette there and just come back here. He used to smoke in the high court in the Shires, bro. It's sick.
Mad in it. Back in the day, it was mad in it.
Oh,
That's
it's
just
mental. It's crazy world, man. Crazy world.
The Shires.
But even you must have seen bear man like me walking.
Loads.
Yo, Vin,
Everyone.
Vin,
Look,
Vin, Vin.
Supercuts is located just off Churchgate. So
Yeah,
if you know
yeah.
Leicester, you know Churchgate, say no more,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
People even did people used to rob in that store, do some crazy stuff.
Do you know what? It's,
People just run out and run. What you can't? What do you want to do?
Yeah,
Chase them? It's
chase
like, you know what I mean?
do you know
Like,
it's
it.
sad? Yeah, you know when you go into a high cross, it's sad now, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is. You know,
Very
it's
run
got,
down.
you know the place has gone into receivership.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
man. I
gone
don't
in.
really know.
Yeah,
like-
it's
I don't
gone.
know.
It went
I
into
don't know.
receivership like last, I think last year or something. And like, there's so many stores that aren't doing well. Like, obviously, I speak to some of the stores there still like O2 are still going. They're dead.
It's dead. And
They're
everyone does everything
literally
online,
like
man.
everyone does everything online, man.
The high street is
It's sad to see, bro. It's a sad
M&S
sight to
M&S
see.
now.
You can't get your haircut online, can you?
No,
Right?
no,
But
that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna
You
happen.
can't. You
That's
can't.
never
Do
gonna
you know what I
die
was saying to Satch the other week? I was saying, you know what I'd love, yeah, if you could just tattoo your fade. Like, just have the same
Leave it
fade.
there.
Why not just have the same fade every week so your hair don't change? Your hair's fresh every week. He goes, you know how much money I'd have? Shut up, man. You know how much money I'd lose?
That's true. We'd lose money. We don't want that. We don't want no robots cutting hair.
Yeah, so actually, Supercuts, I do now. I'm starting to remember.
Yeah.
So you
super.
done
I do
3 years
remember
there?
downstairs.
Done 3 years there, yeah.
What, the store manager?
Yeah, store manager. And again, that built up my communication skills, my confidence. It built up my resilience. I learned such a multi-array of skills just being a manager at that shop that I didn't know I even had in me.
Yeah.
And I used to walk around with that air. Do you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm young. Actually, this is quite sick, you know. Like, I've learned a lot from here.
Yeah.
Not like in an egotistical way, just like, you know what? This is quite cool. Like, what
Sometimes
do
you need
next?
to put it on yourself.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You
Like, I
don't
did
work
it.
it like that age.
100%.
And the team I had, that place was known for having a high tenor of staff.
Yeah.
Massive high tenor. They'd be like, oh, is that new? Is that someone new? You know, the class comes, that's someone new. Oh, they're going to put you in my
Yeah.
hair. So for the 3 years I was there, I managed to retain the staff and retain the
Yeah.
team. And that was an accomplishment. within
That is an
itself.
accomplishment in itself because you know what? With like barbering, I know that there's a high staff turnover.
Oh,
but
fact,
to keep retain
yeah.
the same
Even now.
staff and to have the same stuff in the same team, that you're doing something right. Do you know what I mean? Even in mobile phones, when I worked for phones, same shit. You were doing crap, they'd ship you off to another store.
Yeah, so where did the journey go after that then?
After that, I sort of, I thought, you know what? This is Janice coming to an end now. I thought I smashed it from there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
me and my cousin came together and opened our shop, which our first shop was Crooked Diva.
Okay.
And we opened up in Allendale Road in Francis Street in Oadby. It's a beautiful area, very affluent area at that time. I mean, it's still an affluent area now, but
Was it 2 different shops?
no, it was one shop.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so it's
yeah.
Crooked Diva. There was no academy back then. There was no conception of anything like that because we did again a hybrid of men and women, and I predominantly did women's hair back then. So we came together and opened a hairdresser. So we looked for a location for ages, found that location, loved that area. You know what I mean, the area is beautiful. It still is nice. You know what I mean, Allendale Road, Francis Street, and then we opened that shop, and so that was a crazy journey because at that point at that shop there, I was pretty much in charge of everything from design, aesthetics, from marketing, from you name it, from picking the clothing to the
And
toilet
this time
seat.
it's your own business.
And it's
again,
now my
yeah.
own business, so I already knew
This
the
is
kind
your
of things I
baby
wanted
now,
in
innit?
place.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And so you take things a bit different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you're working with somebody else, you don't really care about X, Y, and Z because you think, oh, someone else will handle that.
Yeah.
But when you try to do in your own shop,
You got to take your own risks.
and again,
as well.
it was a blank canvas. The shop, I had to renovate the shop. Do you know what I mean? It was 3
Yeah,
floors.
that's sick.
Do you know what I mean? So we had to liaise with the builders, the construction team, and have a vision. And I think that I really enjoyed the interior design.
So did you have like a vision going into it? Like before you went into it?
Yes or no? So I made mood boards. Back then, you know what? You never had no Pinterest or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
literally like was on Google or whatever it was, AskGs, and copying and pasting pictures onto a picture document, a Word document, and printing it. Do you know what I mean?
this
And
is
thinking,
what
I like this, I like
this,
this, I like
this,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And then what I did is I went to most hairdressers in Leicester. I literally walked past them for ages and see if they had a website and just studied hairdressers for a while and see what the shops looked like, because I wanted to do something that was very different to what was going around. And back then the aesthetics were so clinical. It's like walking into not in a bad way, but a dentist.
Yeah.
You don't remember back then hairdressers were like dentists. They were so clinical. You're like, why is it so clinical? Where's the character? Where's this? And the ones that did were quite cool. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to do. Something like quirky.
Yeah, there's a lot of street barbers that start popping up and things like that as well, you know.
Yeah, you can sort of, now it's crazy. You can walk past a shop and you'll know what ethnicity or what background or what culture that person is from.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to be like that. And I was like, I want to stay the furthest thing from Asian as possible. Do you know what I mean? I want to make sure it's neutral for all people. Do you know what I mean?
So you've got the location, you've set it up, you've done it your way. How did you pick your hairdressers that are going to come in?
That was difficult, to be fair. It was just me and my cousin for a long, long while, and we had a good few come through, come in, come out. And then I stuck with what I knew from college. One of my friends, shout out Charlene, and she stayed with us, and she worked with us for the longest time, and then eventually had a few come and go, really. But it wasn't a thing about, like, I want loads of people in the shop. At that point, I just felt like I want to build the shop to be amazing. That makes sense? So you kind of like were like focused on what you're doing as opposed to building a team.
Exactly,
Let's get everything perfect, everything right. What changed for me then is I was a perfectionist then. Kind of still am, but now I've had to let go.
Yeah.
Then I wanted everything perfect. And I didn't move until I was ready, and I hate that. And that's probably the worst thing you could do, or the worst advice anyone can give you is get it perfect, because there is no such thing. You're just chasing some thing that's not really there. So I wasn't really looking at employing barbers. I was just like, look, I just want to get everything perfect, everything right, and build myself a clientele. I think, if I be really honest, is when I moved, I was at that shop for at least a few months myself. My cousin had a lease from another shop, and I was only getting one client a week, and we were charging £5 a haircut. If it one client a day at some points, that's a fiver, 25 quid, 30 quid a week, that just about paid for my lunch. I was bringing my mum's food from the next day, leftovers, you know what I mean? So at that point there, I'm thinking, you know what, shit, this is a big gamble, you know what I mean? This is mad, like,
what have I done wrong, what's not working?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what's not working, what's not right, and there was no football in that area, so you had to really build it, and because you're new, no one trusts you. So it was...
Yeah, hair's a big trust as well,
you know what,
man.
I'm saying, I think every aspect of my journey has always taught me something, and taught me resilience, and taught me something that I can take on and move forward, and that was cool then. It was
As long
hard
as
then.
you live and you learn from doing mistakes, that's the
You know, when
main
you're in it, you feel shit, don't you?
Oh,
When you're in
yeah,
it, you're like,
big
this is the
time.
worst thing. What have I done wrong? What's not great? What's this? What's that? You're in that. No one talks about it. Everyone talks about the success. Now, the front cover's beautiful. Look at this, is beautiful.
Yeah.
Turn a few pages and you think, yo, the struggle, the grind was real. It was hard. It was mad. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm not making no people.
So what was wrong?
massive.
You weren't marketing.
At all?
Weren't marketing at all. Yeah, we did like leaflets. I think at that point now I was like, yo, something's wrong. So I went to a printer. She overcharged standard. I didn't even know what the price is. So what I wanted, that was really cool as well. I think that's what I'm saying. I was one of the mad guys. I wanted to do things in a different way. So got my friend who was doing modeling at the time. She knew loads of models. We got a model to do her hair, film pictures for the flyer. And I didn't want business cards. I didn't want flyers. What do you do with flyers when you get them for the post? You dash it. Take away Chinese, dash it. So I was like, I want card. And I want foiled card. She's like, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? So the thing was foiled card, it's a postcard, and it had the picture of the woman that we've styled and everything, and then it had the shop, and I did at least 500-600, 1,000 minimum myself. So after work, I'd finish work, knocking on letterboxes myself.
Oh shit!
It was dark. They had dogs. I'm shook at the time. I'm like, yo, you know what's beautiful? Being in that Oadby Stonygate area, I understood true wealth. Man, do you forget the houses and the cars? They're doors.
Yeah.
I got a normal door in my house, bro. Mum's house. These guys have got these beautiful grand doors with massive letterboxes. You're like, yo, these don't live crazy.
Some smart locking shit. You know what I mean?
It's what's crazy? I learned something on. I saw you a funny one. Yeah, I learned something. It was so funny. So I must have by accident, because they had a dog, hear the dog coming. I must have just thrown the flyer in and let go of the letterbox, and it made that letterbox noise. And so people are really nice in that area. They've opened the door and said, "Hiya, you're right." I'm like, "Yeah, sorry." And I'm sorry about the dog. Just, you know, I'm from the hairdresser on the corner from you, just giving you a leaflet, bloody, bloody, bloody. They're like, "Oh, brilliant." I thought, yo, she opened the door. So then I started knocking on every single letterbox.
You have to.
Sorry. Sorry.
You have to.
Once you get that one, yes, you're on a roll.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to them then, innit? I was like, I'm sorry from here. So
Door to door is the hardest thing.
Guerrilla
man.
marketing, innit, bro?
Yeah,
Bumping into everybody. Them days was chili whites, yeah? I carried business cards in my back pocket. I had a smoking area. I didn't even really want to smoke. Handing out business cards. Yo, bro, your face looks sick. Where you from? What's going on? And trying to just, you know, speak to different array of people. And it was
That's how you got to be, though. You have,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Friends thought it was corny fast, isn't it? You know, because they're like, oh, what you do? But I'm like, bro, you don't work out British Gas and you don't get paid a wage.
Yeah. Man ain't got a wage coming in. I have to do this.
Gotta get paid sick days. I have to go do, you know what I mean? Do the hard work.
So when did the progression come into Barbering Academy? When did that thought come into your head?
So my journey up until there was quite cool in the sense of where Leicester College came into play. Some of the teachers there, when I was leaving, they were like, Vin, you know what? Again, but being like in that class and being, you know, a good hairdresser, I don't want to say the best, but being, you know, good enough, right, is, you know, people would naturally come to me, the girls would be like, Vin, I've just messed this woman's hair up, or Vin, what do I do here? Vin, what do I do here? And so the teacher was going to take a back step and let me take the front step. And so when I left, they were like, Vin, have you thought about doing teaching? I'm like, no, what do I want to teach for? They're like, you know what, you've got an affinity for it. You'd be quite good at it. I'm like, how do I get into that? And they're like, I'll speak to careers and that. And so they directed me in doing the teaching course. So throughout
at the college?
Yeah, so I didn't even pursue it then. And then I worked at Supercuts and then obviously opened the shop. And at that point then I wasn't making no money in that. And I was like, you know what? This is dead. This is hard. Like, trust me, barbering's hard. Like, people tell you like it's sick. It's hard and money. It's difficult. I was like, what else can I do? And I'm like, no, let's try this teaching thing. So I got in contact with Leicester College and then basically went on the course. And then teaching course. Yeah. And that was difficult too because I'm not really academic with paper stuff as well. And it was coursework, it was this, it was that. It was a university course at Leicester College, basically. And then, again, progressed with that course. Fast forward, there was an opportunity at Leicester College to be a teacher there, a hairdressing teacher. And I was, again, I just qualified. I had no experience, definitely, underexperienced. But really qualified as a hairdresser. Do you know what I mean? And really competent in my skills.
And
so I went for it.
By then as well,
I shooted my shot and went for the job and thinking I wasn't going to get it. And the interview, everyone was older than me. I seen everyone that was really like thinking accomplished than me. Long story short, I got the job.
That's
you know
sick.
What I mean? They took a chance on me. Really.
I think
opportunity.
Do you know what? Teaching is big because especially when you're teaching the same thing, especially over and over. That must be difficult. Like, how did you deal with that? Because obviously being a barber, like sticking with, you got to be with the latest trends and things and what's going on, and then obviously you're teaching on a day to day.
Back then was different to now, I'd say. It's a massive disparity to what I do now. Back then was different. It wasn't really like that. Working for a college and what I do now is two different things. I mean, they are similar in terms of the curriculum you've got to follow, but then your teaching style is different because you're basically, when you're working for a teacher in a college, you're just paid to just get these guys through the course. You're just paid just to, here's your lesson plan, here's this, here's what you've created. Just teach this and get it done.
So you got to follow a curriculum, basically.
That's what was the inception of the academy. So I did that for so long that it just got draining for part-time working. So I was doing that part-time teaching at Leicester College and part-time running the shop. Do you know what I mean? And it just got draining at one point where I was like, I got to put more effort because, again, like I'm saying, so just teach. You're
just wearing yourself thin, basically, on both, because you're putting 50% into that, 50% into that. You're not really getting nowhere.
It's not even that. I didn't feel no gratitude from teaching kids at college.
Oh, fair.
Because it's government funded. These kids have come from all different socio-economic backgrounds, whether it's high or low, and they're just there because the government are giving the opportunity. It's not like, someone really wants to be there and pay for it. So you imagine I'm teaching these little shits sometimes, and you're just like, oh God, they don't want to be here.
Just getting through the year.
They don't want to be here. So you feel like you're wasted as well. So that's ultimately why I left that, to be fair. And I give all credit to people that write it out, because I know a lot of teachers have that same sentiment. It's difficult teaching students, especially now. Must be well hard. Imagine teaching someone that knowing they don't want to really be there and they're on the phone now and just chilling. That's like so hard. It knocks you, innit?
And you can't.
It vexes me,
Yeah, it would.
I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd throw something at someone, man. It'd piss me off.
Yeah, you would too. But then even being there again, like every part of my journey, I learned so much being in that college environment, learning how to do so much things. You know what I mean? It kind of set me up.
Sick.
And from there, I was like, you know what? Like, I could do this, man. I could do this by myself. I could smash this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
especially
these guys are
people are paying you.
And
they want to learn.
It wasn't even about the P. It was just about, it wasn't about the money at that point. Them points was like, look, I just know I could do a better job. I think the college is very flawed. I mean, the teachers, not that just the teachers, is that they're not in touch or sync in where the people communicate and talk right now. One, first their language, second their culture and their attitudes. There's so many things, even like just what they're into. The teachers cannot relate. Bearing in mind, the teachers back then didn't cut hair. So what the difference for me is that when I'd leave teaching, I'd be cutting hair, trimming hair, and these teachers they're just teaching all day, and they don't know nothing about the new trends, the new fashion, the new way.
They're just teaching what they've been taught. So there's
exactly.
10 years ago, hairstyles like Kim Jong-un's
and I felt sorry for the students as well as the teachers, saying you haven't caught up with this, and that's what it was for me. I was like, I can talk to these students and really relate to them on their level.
And I can imagine them teachers being much older and stuff as well.
I'd be like, don't call me Sir, don't call me Sir, call me Vin, don't call me Sir. I don't want to be called Sir. That's, you know what I mean?
So you left the teaching job, then you
left the teaching job.
You're doing your thing still half on the side.
still, no, I was cutting hair for a while. Then I didn't. To be fair, that's what I did. I was procrastinated and wanted it perfect. I was like, look, now I've left this, left Leicester College. I'm just gonna concentrate on becoming the best barber I can, building a shop, building a staff, building a team, building a shop, making it, look great as well, feel great. And we did that. And at the point, it was a pipeline dream of opening the academy. Do you know what I mean? And I always talk to my missus about it, saying, I'm gonna do it one day. I'm gonna do it. And she's like, what's stopping you? Yeah. And then one day I just got pissed off, and I just
fuck it.
Yeah, but I show my students this now, and I wish I could show you guys. It's basically, I went to the range that day. We bought post-it notes, cards, or whatever it was, and in the middle, I had the name first. I was like, what do I want to call it? And I used to hate these pretentious barbershops and hairdressers called by their own name. So back in the day, every hairdresser was called something by the guy who owns it.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
that's just bad pretentious. Like, it's cool and that, yeah, but my name sounds shit. Yeah, I don't like my own name.
Vin's Barbershop.
Vin's or, my full name. I don't really like my full name like that.
You call it Vinny's or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Do you know
No
what I
one
mean?
called me that. That wasn't my name like that.
Fair.
So I was like, I don't really
cool.
want that. So I was like, I want the shop, even hence why the hairdressers wasn't my name on it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call it Leicester Barbering Academy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Leicester on the map.
That just sounds very professional as well.
It's
That's
like
what I-
Barbering
that's what I-
Academy, yeah.
It's like Leicester
You know what I mean?
Podcast.
So,
That's
yeah,
the main one.
sounds
innit?
official, innit?
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
proper
mean?
official, innit?
Like, you know what I mean? I'm with BT.
Yeah, and I hope that's true. That's why I wanted it. So I thought Leicester Barbering Academy, and we can basically have different people come through the academy.
Yeah.
I was still
That's
very
it.
much aware of that I was Asian. It sounds crazy that I'd love to talk about it, that there's still like this mad thing that, South Asian barbers or Indian barbers, in an industry aren't really, given the notoriety. To be fair. I feel in industry, if you look at it, it's always someone with different skin tone. So it's a mad thing.
Why do you think that is, though?
Same as reason why it's in football. You tell me. I watch you guys. I watch you guys ask Heskey that question. I was like, okay, let him answer that then. Come on, let's see if I can draw from that. But that's what it is, isn't it? It's what it is. It's the nepotism above it all, isn't it? That's what it is.
Do you think in Leicester is because there's loads of these 350 places?
No. But what about, forget Leicester? What about nationally? Nationally, I know some amazing, terrific Asian hairdressers, female and male barbers.
But do you
that are
think
amazing.
do you think it's those stores that dilute it?
Not
What I'm
really.
saying, that dilute it, like what? Okay, so when I ask a normal person, what's your first view of an Asian barber? Yeah, they're gonna think of a head-to-head shop straight away. But then obviously, I know you said you're trying to kind of navigate away from that.
We are though. So now,
we are.
So
I
now
get
we've
it.
got like
Obviously,
man-made.
yeah, you got
we've
man-made.
Shout out Satch, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, big time. I'm
Shout out his son.
Cam cuts my every
Yeah,
week.
man.
Killer.
Shout out Cam.
You know the other Vin, he's got a show. I forgot what it's called, man. I went there last week just to have a look.
So I think we're moving away from that sort of shop. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
From that kind of fast food kind of barber shop, and that's what we wanted to do at the first hairdressers. To be fair, I think we were one of the first barbers to do appointments in that way, because I didn't think many barbers did appointments.
Yeah.
I had to like basically change the client to giving me an appointment as opposed to give you a walk-in, because walk-in money's long.
That's what I used to hate, man.
Yeah, walk-ins were long. Yeah, walk-ins.
I used to
3
walk in and uncle used to know me. So he said, oh, you're waiting for a bit, innit? And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I used to.
I've been there for hours now.
Yeah, you can't say anything, like you're there, the you just sitting there, your whole day's just gone.
Gone.
Yeah, it's fully
And
spoke.
that's what we changed. We were like appointments, because in hairdressing predominantly it's appointments. You'd never get a female going in, I'm just going to walk into XYZ shop and get my hair did. No, that doesn't happen.
Doesn't work like that.
They've booked in a consultation for 15 minutes prior to coming to their appointment, and then booked a haircut 3-4 weeks after.
Yeah.
I book in
That's
3
what we
months
changed,
in
innit?
advance.
Yeah, we-
Like, I'm booked in for 3 months.
Yeah,
straight
reoccurring
in
bookings
advance.
is good. That's what you want. That's what we
I
want.
have to, like, Cam goes, oh, you're coming up to the end of it. Should I do it at the same time for the next 3 months? Yeah, man, do it.
That's the one.
The academy. So how did you get the location for that?
So that was beautiful, man. That was, again, I believe in divine intervention. That was my missus as well. Yeah, she picked it, and one of my good friends as well helped me acquire that location. To be
That's
fair, so shout out to Dav as well. That was sick. So basically, at that point, what happened is before that location, we had 3 floors in the old shop, and what I did was in that shop was downstairs. The ground floor was a hairdresser and barber shop. The second floor I managed to rent out to a tattoo studio.
Okay.
So we're generating income from that as well. And the
Sick.
third floor was an attic. And
What's this, the Allendale Road shop?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
transformed the attic into an academy.
Okay,
And
yeah,
we
so that's
only
what's
had 3. For that attic, guys, I might have to put windows in, new lighting in. I had to rewire the whole shop in a
Oh,
sense of,
shit.
because
That's a
I didn't want
big
anything to
project,
blow.
man.
Dude, it was dope. It was
Yeah,
hard.
that's
It
a
was-
lot of
and
money in
plus-
that, man.
Plus, like, we renovated downstairs first, and then doing the second floor for the tattoo studio, and then doing the third floor. It was a lot. At that point, I was exhausted.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. That must have been
So we did it, and we could only get 3 chairs in that bit.
Yeah.
So it started with basically 3 chairs, and that was the academy. So after me writing the inception down of what I want, how I want it, the courses, building that all in the background. I think a lot of that first, before even having the foresight to, renovate that place into academy, it was how do you deliver a course? What are we delivering? How do you,
Yeah,
work
that's what I was
with
gonna
this?
say.
You know
What was
I'm
the
saying to you?
blueprint for that? Did you just get it?
That
From,
was
so
tough.
did you make the
No, I
blueprint?
made everything from scratch, bro.
So do you-
I
are
mean,
you-
working from Leicester College, I had some sort of structure there of what I want to. Or you had to.
So
keep
are
the
you in
curriculum.
agreement? Like, do you think barbers should have certification?
100%. That's a sick topic. Licensing all throughout. Not because it's going to benefit me being an academy owner.
Yeah.
I just think there's so many, like, I hate saying the word dodgy, that's probably lack of a better word, saying not great barbers that aren't following health and safety procedures, aren't really, there's not a standard there. We need standardization. In anything, when you have a standardization, it's a level playing
up,
field,
yeah.
and it elevates the industry. In anything, right? So right now, the government really needs to do
And
that.
people
to be
don't
fair.
know this, but check that. Make sure your barber's qualified because most
Yeah,
barbers
facts.
ain't
Yeah,
qualified.
yeah, no,
I mean, there's
100%.
nothing wrong with unqualified
No,
barbers.
but
to be
like you
fair.
said, it's the health and safety thing, innit? They might be using the same.
Do you know
blades
what
and
though?
shit
Coming
like
back,
that, but they
yeah.
don't
Look,
know.
I went to a Turkish barber. Yeah. Do you know what? One time I had these circle things at the back of my head, because they
Meanwhile.
didn't clean. Yeah, they didn't clean the blade, bro. And I was
because they don't know,
so
bro.
vexed.
They
Yeah,
through the mindset.
That's like
like,
your
honestly, bro.
infectious disease.
Yeah, man.
The contamination and stuff. So just for them reasons, not even that, I think they've learned a
up.
lot going through
Yeah,
the
yeah,
school process.
Oh, man,
Like, you know what we
100.
teach is from like the ground up basic levels and all the way to the above, and I think it needs to be standardized and
Yeah,
have a license
straight
and
up.
like that.
Yeah.
I think they will do that soon. I think they need to. Do you know what I mean?
They do need to do that. Actually, that's a sick
So-
point, man.
They're the kind of things I incorporate. Sorry.
So no, I was gonna say. So you've got your 3 chairs in the shop now, academy. Who was your first 3 people? Do you remember? And how did you get them?
You know what? It weren't even fast 3, it was fast 2, bro. I didn't even get the 3 in yet. I think, you know what? I'll tell you a mad story and then people listening will understand this. And this is this is reality. So, got the space looking absolutely immaculate. Amazing. It looked wicked. Above my imagination. It came out wicked from everything. Signage, the way it looked. And then we put it on Instagram and messaged loads of people on Facebook and told people it's an open day. And so we had some drinks, usual stuff, and no one came.
What?
We just my missus, my friends, and the guys who came at work, and that's it. And
then
no
did
one
you go
came.
again, or?
No, I was like, all right, cool, I get it. No one came, it's cool, yeah. And then I think at that time that I was telling my clients a lot, pushing that this is what I've done, this is what we're doing. To be fair, my clients have been my number one supporter, sometimes more than your family members. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
People.
straight up.
Like, clients become your family members as well, and they're pushing it. So they were like, "This is sick, Vin. Don't worry, chill, ride it out. It worked." And then in that first 6 months or 3 months or whatever it was, got one of my clients recommended one guy, Vin's doing academy, doing barbering, because they used to work together. Do you know what I mean? They were like, "Oh shit, let me contact him." And they would put a sign outside saying Barbering Academy. And the guy who did the course, his missus seen it and got him to call me. So long story short, we got 2 random guys from recommendation and 1 from a sign. They were my first 2 students.
And how long was the course?
10 weeks then as well.
So just to confirm, obviously, when you go through this 10-week course,
Yeah.
you get the certification, and obviously you're quite known. Obviously, like when they were speaking to Vish, like you're quite known in Leicester, so obviously at least they know. Hold on a sec, Vince taught dude.
Yeah, it weren't even that. I think having a shop and then working through where I've worked through, I think the building helps. I think the aesthetics of the shop that I got it to would help.
Yeah.
Me think, yo, this is sick. This is not like a normal hairdresser's. This is mad. And then I'll take you to the 3rd floor, show you the academy, show you through. Man's are like, oh wow, this is amazing. I'm like, look, I'm cool with this. I'm very much equipped.
It's
to
quite
keep
sick.
you.
Barbers could
You know what I
basically
mean?
keep a
Yeah.
good level with you.
Yeah,
Be
but
like,
they took a
hey,
they took a
recommend me
chance on
someone. I need someone, innit? Yeah, straight up.
So it's difficult. They took a chance on me, to be fair.
That's
Which is
sick. That is.
And then one of the guys doesn't do barbering now, but the other guy does, and he's got his own shop. Well, he's got his own shop in his house, in his garage, and he's smashing it, man. He's doing
That's
really well. I'm
sick.
so proud of seeing that. And then from 2 students, it grew to 3.
Yeah, I was gonna
From
say,
3
how did
to-
it grow
sorry,
then?
Yeah, 3 to 5. From 5, then to be fair, and then, no. So how it worked is basically I couldn't cater for more than 3 students at a time.
Yeah.
But I had to do more days. At them days, I was cutting hair 6 days, if not 7 days a week.
Oh,
Do you know what I
shit,
mean? So I
nah,
had to
man.
give Monday first. And I had to get a Monday off from all my clients. I was fully booked for weeks as well, guys. So taking a Monday off was a big hit financially first. And I knew it'd add up in the future.
Yeah, for a barber taking a day off, man, that must be a big hit.
Yeah, man. And shout out the clients.
Especially
to
someone
start
that's
them
self-employed as well,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Like, big hit.
And at first, don't forget your course prices aren't expensive because you're just trying to get man on. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you ain't even making that 10-week money you think you are. So that was difficult. And then from 2 to grew to 5 till we then started doing the Thursday and then eventually did the Saturday. So from a Monday, Thursday, Saturday, trading as the academy and in between cutting hair. And we grew from 2 to 3 students to like at least 6, 7 students. I think the most I had was 7, 8 students at that point. And then we outgrew,
Yeah,
just
the shop,
outgrew that shop.
That's it.
We just I just outgrew it and I'm like, look, it's time for a change. I need to, and the only way I can grow this is if I take more days off, and I wasn't willing to do that.
Yeah,
Because the
oh.
barbering money was good. I was
Yeah,
fully booked
yeah,
for
yeah.
months. Do you know what I mean? I was making good income every single day, booked for every single 45 minutes hour.
I'm guessing you were back-to-back barber. You
Daily
don't
rate
take
is
no
crazy.
breaks.
Like you'd be
Yeah.
silly to give the up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, the only way I can do this is if we, find a new location.
Yeah. and have to make it work, innit?
And I did that, yeah, and that was pressure. So we did that,
That's
man.
crazy.
So where was the new location?
New location is in town. It's on Beaver Street. Found that. Literally running through Tesco's. Missus showed it me. Shout out to the missus. Showed it me. And I was like, yo, I love this spot. This is hard. This is crazy. Rang my guy
Back in
up.
town, innit?
Yeah, I was in Tesco. Showed me. I'm like, yo, I like this. Yo, this is mad. Like, I wouldn't think I
Sick.
would like it. And I was like, but then I was like, oh my God, this is a gamble still. Because when you see the rental per annum, you're like, oh man, this is crazy. Like,
How come there's so many barbers in town? And I've seen so many barbers that are actually dead
Yeah, that's
in town.
so that's
No, but I don't get it. Like, hold on a second. Like, there's barbers, there's loads of them, but there's some that are just huge. Like, there's one next to this Daft Bird, yeah.
okay, no idea.
But it's just open. There's no one in there. The shop's huge. I'm like, how are you paying the rent?
With
for
the
something
staff
like
in there, though?
There's about 2 or 3 members of staff. But how are you paying the rent for something like
That's
that?
gonna be one of them closed down quick ones, isn't it?
I don't want to push it to the narrative that people are telling on the news about money laundering. But
You never
that could be
know,
one aspect.
eh.
The second aspect could be that it's just, you know what?
You know,
they've got the
you
finances
just
to
don't
run
know,
it.
innit? You don't know. You
Market
don't.
saturations happen and they just can't push and they're not individual because the shop looks like every other shop.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
They're not
you
carrying
don't know,
anything
yeah.
unique.
You don't
And then they
know.
look, that's what I'm saying. I think picking a location was difficult. I'm coming from Allendale Road, which is just like, guys, every other car in Allendale Road was a G-Wagon or a
Yeah,
Ferrari.
yeah,
All
yeah.
our clients are driving some sick, you'd have loved it. James,
Big
you
up
know what I
Mama's
mean?
Kitchen, based on Allendale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
So do you know your course? Do you teach just barbering, or do you teach the business side, or is that only if they want to?
I'm so glad you asked that. I think I wrote that in my notes. Is that a lot of what we do, and my students will attest to this, is we teach mindset. You know, we write in all of our. You might have seen it in all of our posts. Is we shape mindsets, not just haircuts. Because
I like
I can't
that.
teach
I like
you
that.
if I don't change your mindset. And to be fair, I thought it was corny, thought it was cheesy. I never used to think about that aspect until it really hit me. So going back from college and understanding that people are on the spectrum of like ADHD, they have dyslexia, they have all these learning, barriers they have there. And that really helped me to learn a lot of that.
That's going off.
Yeah, I thought it was going
No.
on, but like Leicester lost the league or something.
Oh man, so that taught me a lot. So like a lot of that came from that. As like I'm teaching students now, not with the help of Leicester College, where I could send that student somewhere to someone specific. It's me doing that now.
Yeah.
I got to teach this kid that's probably got dyslexia or ADHD or whatever he has to teach him how to pick a pair of scissors up and a pair of clippers and cut someone's hair. So I had to face that aspect to see what the barriers are, what his learning objectives could be, and how I can adapt that sort of teaching to help him. So it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
I never really seen it that way until I was teaching students that were really difficult to teach, and then I thought, okay, you know what, this is a lot more mindset I'm teaching, and then now I love it. I think I teach more mindset and more being a boss and more being business than just hair. I think.
Do you know your 10 weeks that you basically do the lessons that you put in? What's your success in pass rate?
At least 100%.
At least 100.
Yeah, at least
okay.
100%.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I say 98% of the students that don't do it don't complete the exam.
Okay, fair enough.
Have you ever turned anyone away?
Yeah, I have. I have.
Why?
I have. To be fair,
It's not their time.
No, yeah, you know what? Everybody. No, it's not because they don't. Not because. I mean, I'm one of them guys. I'm pro humanity, so I always try to see the greatness in people, and sometimes that's my downfall. Do you know what I mean? And see the potential in people. But some people have the wrong attitude towards everything.
Yeah.
And it's their demeanor, it's their attitude, it's just the way they're talking and everything. Because we only have 5 students per group, and 15 is a cohort. So it's a large cohort, but 15 per group, 5 per group. Sorry, it's an intimate place, you know what I mean? And these students are paying a lot of money and a lot of dedicating their time. Some people are doing some crazy stuff, some people work in warehouses and factories, some people are taking holidays off to do this course. They're sacrificing a lot to be on this course.
They want to be there.
And if I get this guy on to this course and he might be a detriment to the whole course, then I'm just going to not do it.
Yeah.
So there's
Doesn't
been times
make
where I'm
sense.
like, we just don't fit. There's been times I've got it wrong. There's been times where guys can throw you the money, but not throwing you the dedication.
Yeah.
They're not throwing you the time. So
Yeah, you
I've
got
told
want
people
to
that
do
this isn't
something
the
like
right thing for you sometimes.
My next question is my favorite question. 5 years, where do you see yourself 5 years? Do you
Yeah,
like,
man.
outgrow it again?
That's a crazy question. To be fair, I'd like to just refine everything that I'm doing and just grow and get it perfect. And yeah, definitely grow.
Right
Definitely
now, who
grow.
teaches? Just you, or do you have?
Just myself and the guys that work help. So my team helps, all the team help, Raj helps, the guys that work for me all help, everyone helps out as well when they can. So really it's myself. I'd love to employ more educators, but really I'd love to just grow and just teach more people and grow the business that way.
Yeah, man.
That's sick.
I think you've done well, Vin. You know what?
Yeah,
It's
you
well.
fully smashed it,
Like,
man.
people
100%.
say, if you need a hairdresser, ask Vin, innit? He'll know someone.
Yeah,
He'll know someone, or he'll put you through
yeah.
it. So right now, I think you're doing very well, man. And I think
Appreciate
you've done obviously well from school.
You smashed
from back
it.
in the day, man.
Means
You've
a lot.
done-
You smashed
You're very positive, and you've helped a lot of people as well. Like,
Thank you.
I don't think you might even not know people that I know that you've helped
Sick.
that have gone through the academy. So, man.
Oh, wicked, man.
well
Love.
done, man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
man.
me, boys, man. Appreciate you.
And we'll have you back on hopefully
Yeah,
soon
love.
when,
Yeah,
when you
man.
level up and get to your next shop,
Wicked,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it, 100%.
But
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thank
Want to do shout outs?
Yeah, go on, you do the shout outs.
So, shout out Inbrief Designs. Shout out
Designs.
Mama's Kitchen. Shout out Para 2.
This week we have got the Jordan 4 Retro Industrial Blues, what have just come out. Bad Boy Trainer, that's my personal pair right there.
You know what? They literally just come out. Like, literally, I
They're
just seen
crazy.
them
I
on
love
like
them. I
Instagram
love
the other day or something. They're hard. They're hard. They are actually hard.
Guys, can I shout out my Crooked Gents team, yeah?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Go for it,
Shout out all the
man.
barbers that work with us, Crooked Gents Barbershop. Got a crazy team right now, young talent. They're all amazing. They're all
Sick.
doing well. And shout out my family and friends, man. Love everyone. Peace.
Yeah, man. I've got a few more shout outs.
Yeah.
Zap me up.
Shout out Zap Me Up.
Man-made
Shout out
barbers.
Man-made
Each and every
barbers.
time.
Each and every time.
Yeah, man. RS Glass and Glazing Limited.
That's it.
And it's a wrap. Good
And
episode.
Flexi Car Hire.
Oh, Flexi Car Hire. It's good.